Hey, Bookworms of Concord, I have another book review for you finally, and that is Words of Radiance by Brandon Sanderson. Holy cow. Where to begin? First of all, 5 stars out of 5 stars. I mean, how can you not? So, for those, if you don't know what the Stormlight Archive is, this is the second book of the series by Sanderson. The Way of Kings is the first one, which was perfect, and this is even perfecter. No, I don't know how to review this without giving spoilers from The Way of Kings, but the character development was just absolutely phenomenal. Once again, nothing in the plot development was forgotten. None of the minor characters are like insignificant, like those that are in the interludes, for example. It like when you're reading them in both books, and I'm sure the other ones as well, it kind of might seem like they are at first, especially when you start reading it. But as you finish each little interlude chapter, it all makes sense. But also the way other characters are used to develop that Kaladin and Shallan was just an absolute joy to read, especially the way Kaladin and Shallan interact with each other. It's the hilarious like sibling rivalry that you didn't think you needed that also serves to build their characters even more. I am wondering, however, like when Kaladin will get over his savior complex. Now, I don't say that as a critique of the book because I recognize that's just one of his character flaws. I understand the psychology of it too because he failed to protect his younger brother Etienne in the first book. And Kaladin then takes it upon himself to try and save the men under his command. And whenever he fails to protect them and someone dies, he takes it extremely hard. And he truly believes that if he were stronger, he would have been able to save them. That's just one of the small things that makes the series so great. And Kaladin to be such a believable and lovable character. I'm sure everyone who's read this series can agree with me when I say Kaladin is the most honorable character I've ever read. And what makes him such a great character is that even though he's extremely honorable and noble, he is by no means perfect. One of those flaws being his savior complex, and so I'm eager to see when he will finally learn, if he ever does, that it's not all on him to save his men or anybody else. Not entirely on him because he's not God or a god. He's just a man, and no man, storm blessed or no, has the power to save everyone. He needs to learn to accept what he cannot control and how to properly grieve instead of going down the path of petty vengeance. Shallan continues to be my favorite character. Yes, even over Kaladin. Probably because, like her, I have a passion for academia, and I love how witty she is. I didn't expect Sanderson to take her down the path he took her in this book. It was unexpected, but also satisfying. It makes sense for her character, what he did with her in Words of Radiance. I also liked how in the first book we went back in time a few times with Kaladin, and now we get that here with Shallan to understand her more as a character from her history, especially one of the big revelations about her at the end of the first book. I really liked that because I wanted to know more about her in the first book because, again, she's my favorite character. And I got that here in the second book. And I also really enjoyed the more FaceTimes we got with Adeline and Dalinar. And, of course, Wit continues to be a strange enigma, hilarious, but, like, I really want to know who the heck is this guy? So I can see why a lot of people say this is their favorite book of the series, though I have heard others say they like Oathbringer more, the next one. So I'm excited to see how everything will progress there after I read the novella Edge Dancer first. So yeah, that will come before Oathbringer, as well as the short, very short little break I'll be taking before reading Edge Dancer with a short novella. I always I tend to read like a little standalone novel between books in a long series, so that's why I'm doing that. That way, the whole story and universe isn't completely overwhelming and becomes dry. So that's why I do that. So yeah, that's my review. Again, 5 stars, perfecter than The Way of Kings, and I can't wait to continue. Okay, bye.